That is creations of shortcuts. Now, shortcut is an important thing because whoever is going to operate the software, they need a certain fast option to go through the transactions, or need a fast option to get the display of the reports. So that is possible through a shortcut. Okay. So if you need to create your shortcut, you can create your shortcut. Let me show you how you can create your shortcut in Busy. So for that, you have to go to transactions, and then in the transactions, or anywhere else you want to go to. If you go to administration masters also, if you select any of the options, and under, let's say for example, I have selected item, and under item I'm getting add, modify, and list options. So if I want to set a shortcut for add, I'm selecting this with up arrow and down arrow in the keyboard. I select this and I click this option, create shortcut. Now, if I want to set a shortcut with Alt uh, I for creating an item, for example. Again, so this Alt I will define as an shortcut for creating an item. So if I press Alt I in the keyboard, then automatically my item master box will get arises. Okay, from anywhere. If I'm going to do the transactions also, from here also I can press Alt I to create the items. Okay. So if you need to check what are the shortcuts that Busy is providing for which options, you can check it through help shortcut keys. From here also you can check out the shortcut keys that Busy has provided in the system. Which shortcut is for which feature, that is also written over in the similar in the shortcut options. Okay. So now coming on the next slide, that is favorites. Now, what is favorites? Favorites is basically a options or a features through which you can simply uh, s- uh, basically you simply select the required options that you need in daily basis. Okay, so you want to keep that required options in in a favorite mode, so that whenever you get log into the system next day, your only the required features should display on your screen. No other features should get display. So for that, if you said that I want to every day I need a purchase and a payment entry on daily basis, so I select the purchase and I click add to favorite. Okay, I click save. And what will happen? It will, if you go to favorite, you will find this entry that's showing this transaction purchase. If I hide other options, then it will get hide. And whatever features you have sent it to your favorite option, that will only display. Okay. So this is how you can basically display your operators the required features or the required report that they needed on daily basis. Okay, so it will make the operators quite user friendly to operate the software, because they are getting they doesn't need to search their required features from multiple options. They can get it through favorites. Okay. Now help menu. Now in help menu, basically in help menu, what we provided is how you can check out the different shortcuts, different shortcuts of the options in the busy software. So you can get the shortcut display list from here. Also you can get to know what's new, means in busy we are providing upgraded versions, and we are also sharing the information that what we have extra added in the new version. So if you need to see what's new, you can click over here and you can get to see the what's new, what new changes has came in the new version of busy 21. It may be statutory update, or it may be product update. Okay. So now another option is the quick start guide. Another option is coming user manual. So from user manual, if you want to see the manual documentations of doing a sale entry or a purchase entry, so you can get it from here also, user manual. Okay. About busy. So this is about just the version and the model you are using right now. You can get it display in the top of the screen. Also, you can get this display from here also. Okay. So through help menu, you can get all these things. Check busy update if you need to check whether you are using a old version or whether the version has updated or not. So if there is a latest version of busy, then it will get highlighted for downloading the latest version. It may be product update download, or it may be statutory update download, or you can click download full setup. Okay, and you can install that setup file to update your data. Now coming on the transaction modules, dual vouchers. Why we call it as a dual voucher, the sale and sale return as a dual vouchers? Because through this modules, you can keep an effect on accounting also as well as in the inventory. So that's why it's known as a dual voucher. Both the accounting and inventory effects takes place through this entry module. So if you go to display and sorry, if you go to transactions, let me first change the captions. Uh, Now, if you go to transactions and if you go to do a sale entry, you press add. Here is the by default you will get a single series that is main. So if you need to create multiple series, you can create it from voucher configuration that I will show you on the upcoming slides. Okay, so now mention your days, you mention your bill numbers, and then you select the sale type. Sale type, there are different type of sales types. Okay, so if you are going to work in India, you have to select the sale type local or central. Okay, for the purpose of GST. Okay, so in case of outside India, you can mention VAT also. So you can get the option sale type VAT also. If you're going to create the company, you select that you need to maintain VAT, then you can get VAT options also. Now, let's say, for example, you have selected any of the sale type. If you need to maintain multiple tax in a single transaction, so you can use this option item wise. So you select the party to whom you're going to sell. Okay, you select the items. Okay. Now you select the go down, you put the quantity, and you if you want to mention certain discount, you can put it over here and you press enter, then this see the automatic taxation takes place because you have mentioned the tax rate in the item masters. So if I press alt M from here, I can also check the modification details of the item, or I can do the modification directly from here. So you can see that your tax category defined. So that's why 12% is converted into 6% and 6% for CGST and SGST. Okay. So if anybody says, okay, I want to maintain multiple tax in single transaction, but I want to display the tax on the bottom in bill summary, not in the item column. So you can use this option called multi-rate. So in that case, you can click taxation detail over here, apply tax. Okay. So if you have an item having both different rate of taxes, then what will happen? Double CGST and double SGST will reflect. Let's say, for example, your item A belong to, for example, 18%. Okay. So let's say, for example, I select item A. I put any of the quantity, price, and then I click apply tax. Then what will happen? You can find out that the CGST and SGST is coming repeating because first CGST, SGST coming for 6%, then CGST, SGST coming for 9%. Okay. So it will also display in this way. If you go to see the print option, okay. So it will going to display in this way. Okay. So this is how you can do the sale entries. Now, if you want to do a sale return entries, you have to go to here. If you need to reflect the accounts as well as inventory, in that case, you can go with this sale return credit note. Go to sale return, you press add button. Now you select sale time, whatever sale time you're going to select. You select the party from whom you are getting return of the product. So mention the voucher number, the original voucher number against which you are going to do the return. Okay. And then you select the item, that item you are going to return to your customer, return that item that is going to return by your customer to you. Okay. Now to save this, here a box will come that is called bill by bill adjustment. Let's say, for example, you have generated a bill. Let me check on which date I've generated a bill of ABC customer. Let, for example, I select this option. Month July 2023, I have done an entry with customer one. Okay. Done entry, sale entry with customer one, and I'm going to do a sale return on 10th of July, for example. Customer one. Okay. I select the item. Uh, Let me check what was the item. Is app 2. Okay. I select app 2. I mentioned the quantity. I mentioned rate, whatever rate I have mentioned. Okay. Now, if I save this, okay. uh, Now, what will happen if I go to see the customer ledger, customer one ledger from display, display account books, account ledger, account wise standard, one account, customer one. I said from tens. What it will show? It will show me the sale return entry also. Uh, Let me do one thing. It will be better to show you with a new party. I'm going to create a party called party one. I'm doing the sale entry on 10th of September. I select, for example, item A. I click apply tax and I save it. Okay. So this reference is getting generated on 10th of September. Okay. I save it. Now, for example, this I got a return from the customer that party one. So I will go to sale return. I select the same party, party one. Okay. Now I select item A. Okay. A return of one quantity. I save it. Okay. Party one. Okay. Now it's asking for the original vouchers also that will reflect on your GST. And if you save it. Okay. So once you save it, your account posting will take place. For that, another options you need to check out that I'm showing you, administration, configure features and options, accounts. You need to check this option, posting in account through sale return and purchase return. If you see that this is a disable, then you will find that this account posting will not take place through sale return and purchase return. So you need to check out that this portion option is enabled or not. Okay. Now, if you, let's say, modify 1 second that entry that I've done right now with the party one. Now you see that when you save the entry, see my adjustment box is coming right now. That time my adjustment box was not coming because I have not enabled the options posting of account from sale return and purchase return. Now it's showing the adjustment option and it's showing me the original bill. again which I'm going to adjust this sale return, the original sale bill. So I save this original sale bill. Okay, now if I go to see the ledger, account books, ledger, account wise, standard one account, party one, I will get the account ledger report also. That will show both the sale bill and the sale return. Okay. So closing balance is 10 rupees means customer will pay me only 20 rupees. Okay. So this account posting is taking place because I have enabled this option from features and options account, this posting. It remain enabled by default, but somehow if any kind of any mistakes it has been got disabled, then you need to check out whether this option is enabled or not. Otherwise, what will happen? Your account posting will not take place. Okay. Coming on the next slide. That is accounting voucher. Then now we'll discuss about the pure accounting vouchers. Pure accounting vouchers in the sense payment, receipt, general contract. These are all pure accounting vouchers. Okay. So how to do the payment entry or the receive entry or the general entry or the contra entry? Okay. So for that, we'll move on to basic. So for payment entry, you have to go to transaction payment. So from payment entry, you can do different type of payment. It may be GST payment to a government. It may be normal expenses payment. Let's say, for example, you are paying an office rent expenses or you are paying an electricity expenses. So that kind of expenses entries should be done through payment vouchers. Also, the kind of payment that you are paying that you are making with the supplier means from whom you are going to purchase the goods, you're going to make a payment to the supplier. So that kind of payment entry is also done from here. So you have to you can select the payment mode. Uh, uh, it may be through payment through cash or bank. You can select the payment mode through which you are going to make the payment entry, and you select the GST and HI. If you are going to make a normal payment, it may be expenses payment or it may be a supplier payment. Then you can select not applicable. Okay. So if you select if you are making a payment for the basis of office rent, you put the amount for how much you are paying for the office rent, and you save it. Okay, so if you're making a payment to any party or any supplier, so for example, you are paying XYZ supplier, okay, of 8,000 rupees. So it will show the bill by bill adjustment box will come and it will say you to adjust the bill against which you are going to make the payment, against which purchase bill you are going to make the payment to your supplier. So you can adjust your purchase bill also, okay, and you save it. So if you're going to make a payment entry for GST payment to government, okay. So from here you can select this option GST payment to government. Then you have to select CGST, SGST input or output, and then you make the payment entry to a government. Okay. So different type of payment voucher you can do it from this module. Now receipt voucher means if you're going to get a uh, money from the uh, customer to whom you have sold the product. So you can get the amount from your customer. You can get the amount in cash or card or in bank on check basis also. So let's say I select the receipt mode as cash and I can select the party who has provided me the amount, the customer. So if your customer paying me the amount against any bill, then the bill reference adjustment box will come. Okay. So let's say for example, party one. So if I can see the adjustment is 10 rupees. If party one is providing me 10 rupees, I can do the receive entry and I can adjust the bill also against which bill I am going to take the receipt amount. Okay. Or I want to receive the amount. So against this, you will get the outstanding analysis report also from display, the party wise, the bill wise, basically. We go to see party one, you can check out that from this report you can get the reference amount means the bill amount and the pending amount. Right now you can see the pending amount is showing 0 because it's showing the adjustment detail also. First it's a sale return, then you have received the extra 10 rupees, the remaining 10 rupees. Okay. And you got this mode first whenever you're going to do a payment into your receipt, you are getting this mode. This is because this module is converted in single entry system. So by default, it remain in double entry system where you have to debit the ledger and also credit the ledger manually. But in single entry system, it is not required. System will do the debit credit. For single entry system, you need to enable these options, single entry system. Okay. So if I disable this option, if I save it, then you can find out this payment and receive option is coming in coming in debit credit mode. So first it's asking for debit ledger, and then it will ask for the credit ledger. So let's say if my debit ledger is officer and my credit ledger is cash or bank. Okay. So this is how you can do the payment and receive entry in dual entry mode as well as in single entry system mode also. Journal and contra. Now journal is a kind of entry module through which you can adjust your ledgers, adjust your ledger. If you need to if you need to make one ledger debit, and if you need to make an opposite ledger credit, then you can do it from journal. So now, for example, let's say you got an office rent bill, or you got an office rent. You have to pay an office rent to XYZ supplier, but he is not a registered party, so he can't provide you a bill. But you have to raise a outstanding against that supplier or against that party related to office rent. So you can do it from journal entry. From journal entry also you can raise an outstanding. So let's say, for example, you select office rent and you select party. For example, I select party as busy input. I keep party as credit and I kept office rent as debit, because office rent is an expenses ledger. So if expenses ledger will always be debit, and this supplier is a credit because I have to pay this supplier office rent of 7,000. So I keep it on credit side. I keep the supplier name on credit side. If I save it, okay. Now if I go to make the payment against the journal, so what I will do, I will in payment entry, I will do busy info tag. I will keep busy info tag on the debit side, the amount, and then it adjustment will come and the general list will come. The general will show that this is the general amount is showing against which you are going to adjust. So in payment voucher also you can see the general entry against which you are going to adjust and make the payment. Okay. Contra is basically something that deal with bank and cash. In this entry model, you will get only cash and bank ledger, not any other ledgers. Where, let's say, for example, you are depositing some amount to your bank. So your bank will be debit on that side and your cash will be credit because your cash is going out. Okay. Same if you are withdrawing your cash from the bank, then cash will be on the debit side and your bank will be on the credit side, because from your bank, your rupee is going out, your money is going out, and you are receiving the cash. So your cash will be debit on that side. Okay. So from counter, you can do the cash and bank adjustment entries. Uh, I have I may have skipped the purchase and purchase return. Let me show you the purchase and purchase return entry also. So for purchase entry, can go to purchase model. The display screen is similar like sale. Difference is that in purchase entry, you have to select the supplier name, means the uh, supplier who is providing you the product, the creditor name. Okay, so you can select the creditor name, and you can do the purchase entry. Okay, whatever item you're going to purchase. Okay, so you can put your quantities, you can put your prices. Okay, and you can uh, do the purchase entry. You can save the purchase entry. So once you save the purchase vouchers, you need to after 2 3 days, let's say for example, the you need to return the product to your supplier because there is a damage in the product. You need to return it. So for that, you can go to purchase return. Okay, that is ideally known as a debit note. Okay, so if you go to purchase return, you click add button, and you select the party. Okay, now you can put your original purchase bill number and then you select the item, whatever item you are returning to your party. Okay. Now if you save it, here another option is coming. That is the supplier credit note. Okay, I'll show you once again. This supplier credit note, because for your supplier it's a credit note and for you it's a debit note. So supplier will provide you a credit note number. You can put the credit note number over here also. Okay. can mention the original purchase bill, and also then it will come the adjustment against which purchase bill you are going to adjust the purchase return entry. So you can select the purchase entry against which you are going to do the purchase return adjustment. So it will also reflect on your accounts. So if you go to see the busy infotech ledger, it will show you the balance against the purchase return after adjusting the purchase return. Account books ledger, PIPR. You can see the purchase return entry will also show over here. This purchase return. Okay. So purchase return entry, each and every entry will reflect in the account ledger if you have enabled the option that account posting through purchase return. Now coming on the next slide, that is a debit note without item and credit note without item. Why we define this as a debit note W/O item? W/O means without item. Because some companies or some customer may say that I don't want to reflect the stock when I'm going to do a sale return or a purchase return. It should not reflect on my stock. It should just reflect on the account. Okay, so in that case, without item, you can use this option debit note without item, credit note without item. So this sale return is a credit note. So if you need to do the sale return without reflecting or without affecting your item stock, you can do the credit note without item. You can do it from credit note without item module. Add. Okay. You select the option credit note issue against sale. So if customer is providing you a sale return, means a debit note, then for you it's a credit note. So you are issuing a credit note against the sale to the customer. So for here, uh, credit will be the customer who is going to provide you the product. Okay, going to return you the product. So party will be on the credit side. How much amount of product he is returning, for example. Okay, and then debit will be the sale ledger, because normally what happen when we do the sale entry, our sale ledger reflect on the credit side because it's an income ledger. But when sale get reduces through return, because because customer is returning me the product, so my sale is getting reduced, my income is getting reduced. That why to reduce my income, I have to put the income ledger in the debit side. So I put it sale ledger in the debit side. Okay. And if I press the save it, okay. Also, if I need to mention some taxation detail, like say for example, CGST output is also in the was on the return amount for 100 rupees, and then my sale ledger is coming. So now you can, when you save this, you will ask, it will ask the reason for which you are going to do this credit note entry, sale return. So this is due to sales loss purchase return. Okay, so I can put my original sale bill number, again which customer is providing me the return. Okay, I can mention the original date. Okay, I can put mention the automatically when I put my original voucher name, my original date, HSN number, code always get reflect automatically. Okay, and I will take nature of transaction register, because if the customer is a registered party and he's returning me the product, then I will select the nature of transaction register. So it will reflect on GST one as a sale return. Okay, if I save it. So this is how you can do the sale return entry. You can do the credit note entry basically through uh, this module. Credit note without item is a sale return. Basically, you are doing the sale return entry not from here, not from here. You are doing it from here. Credit note without item. If you are going to do it from here, then your account and your stock both will reflect. But if you are going to do it from here, then only your account will reflect. No, not your stock will get reflect. Same in case of debit note also. If you are going to get any, you are going to return the product to your supplier. That is a purchase return. Then for supplier, it's a debit note. Sorry, for supplier, it's a credit note. And for you, it's a debit note. So you have to select the GST natures debit note issued against sell. Okay. So the supplier will issue the debit note against his sale, and for will issue a credit note against his sale, and you will select the debit note issue against sales. And then what you will put debit side the supplier name XYZ to whom you are returning the product. You are returning the product for 5,000 amount of product. Okay, and you have to credit the purchase ledger, because normally when you do the purchase entry, your purchase is an expenses ledger. Your purchase expenses ledger reflect on the debit side. And if you need to reduce the expenses because you're returning the product to your supplier, so if you're returning the product, the supplier is the receiver. So that's the supplier is in the debit side, and purchase expenses will get reduced because when you return the product, supplier will pay you the amount, or supplier will return you the amount, means your expenses is getting reduced. So to reduce your expenses, you have to put the expenses ledger in the credit side. Okay. As I explained in case of income, that if you need to reduce your income, you need to put the income ledger in the debit side. If you need to reduce your expenses ledger, you need to put it on the credit side. Okay. But others option will remain similar, like say GST imports, uh, as GST import, and then you can select a purchase. And if you press save button, then this box will arise. You can select the reason, proper reason. You can put the original purchase bill number. Automatically, this date, HSN code, detail, unit, all will get reflect automatically. Okay. And you select the register and can save this. And your debit and your credit note and debit note will be done through this module. Okay. So main concept is that to maintain only accounts, you can use this option debit note and credit note. And to maintain both accounts and inventory, you can use purchase return and sale return module. Okay. Coming on the next topic, that is the pure inventory vouchers. A pure inventory voucher means from here no account posting will take place. Generally, no account posting will take place. Okay. So in case of pure inventory vouchers, you can um, get these options from transactions, the stock transfer entry, and the stock journal entry. Okay, stock transfer and stock journal. So this stock transfer entry will display if you have enabled the options called multi go down from the inventory features, administration configure features and options, inventory. From here, if you have enabled this option called multi go down, this multi go down, enable multi go down inventory, that is hide right now because I've already done the entries. So this, if you enable this enable multi-codon inventory, then two option will get uh, arise in the data. That is, in the master module, you will get creation of material center from here, and in the transaction module, you will get to do the stock transfer entry. So on stock transfer entry, you can select the go down from which go down you are transferring your product to which. To means the target go down from where to which go down you are transferring the material. So suppose your target go down is Bombay and your source go down is main store. From main store, you are transferring your material to Bombay go down. Okay. So whatever go down you have created, whatever material center you will create in the master model, that will reflect on the list. You can press space bar button to get the detail. Now, here you can select the particular items, whatever items you are going to transfer. Okay, what the value will take place automatically. Okay, so you can select your items, whichever item you are going to transfer to Bombay Godown. So once your transfer get done, okay, once the transfer get done, once you save it, once your transfer get done, you go to display options, and then you go to stock report, and then closing stock, and then if you select columnar reports, you will find out that you will find out that this in single screen you will get multiple go down by stock. Yeah. In single sense screen you will get multiple go down by stock. Yeah. So from here you can check out that which material is available on which go down and what is the total stock. Okay. And stock journal, for stock journal purpose, you can go to transaction stock journal. From here you can select the items that you are going to generate. Okay, item is the finish item. Let's say your finish item is for example this is your finish item. So you put over in the generate options, you select the raw materials. Suppose these are your raw material, you select the go down from which go down you are going to reduce the stocks. Okay, so consumption means the raw material that you are going to reduce from the go down. and the generation means the finished item that you're going to generate in the godown. Okay. So this is how you can do the manual production entry also. And also from stock journal, you can do the stock adjustment also. Stock adjustment means after day end, you want to do a stock audit where you found that physically your stock is 10 piece, but in the software it's showing 12 piece. So if you need to reduce 2 piece, how will you do it? So you can do it from the stock journal also, where you doesn't need to put the generate of item generate uh, box. You can do one thing. You can select the particular material which you need to reduce from the stock, and you select that item, and you put the quantity you need to reduce. So it is not mandatory to put the item generate option to save the transaction. Okay. So from here you can also only you can put the item in the consumption box also, or also only you can put the item in the item generate box also if you need to increase the stock of the item. Okay. To save it, you can see that I have not picked any of the item in the item generator box, and I have just put the item name in the item consumption box, and I save it. Okay. Now you can see that only consumption through this consumption, my stock will get reduced for that particular item. Same way, if I want to see, if I only want to increase the stock, and against that I don't want to reduce any item stock, then I can put only in item generate and I can save it also from here. So it is not mandatory that once you select any item in the generate box, then you have to select item in the consumption box also, related item. So if you need to do a production entry manually, then for that purpose you can use this item generate and item conversion. Also you can use this module for stock adjustment purpose also. Coming on the next slide. Display settings. So this is just a visual display. You can change it in busy software. So display means if you need to set your logo in the backend of the software, whenever you open your company data, you want to change the logo of your company or want to put your logo in the company. So in that sense, you have to go to administration configuration, display settings. From here, you can, if you see disable, you enable it, and you select the desktop path. You select the image path where your image is available. You select the image, okay, and you open it, and you, if you click fit to screen, and you then also want to put the same path for the company logo image, which is on the right side. You can see the company logo image is also coming in short in the right side. So you can also enable this, and you can paste the same path over here, and you press OK. Then in the back end, your display will show in this way. Right now, I have selected the busy logo in my back screen. So my busy logo is coming over here. Okay. Coming on the next slide, that is accounting features, bill by bill. So what is bill by bill? Bill by bill means to maintain your report on the basis of bill reference wise. Means if you have generated a bill with a, if you have generated a bill with a party, particular party with a certain bill reference number, and you have generated two, three bill against that party, but the party is going to make you a payment at a lump sum amount, and you need to adjust that lump sum amount with the pending bill against the pending bill reference. So you can adjust it through bill by bill. So you against that, you can also see the outstanding analysis report. So if you need to enable this bill by bill, you have to go to administration, configure features and options. And then from account, you can enable these options called bill by bill. Okay. When you enable this option, there are other options that is coming. That is first, that enforce means if you enable this option, then it will not allow you to save the transaction if you make the bill by bill box nil. Means if you doesn't fill up the bill by bill box, it will not allow you to save the transaction. So it become mandatory to fill up the bill by bill box. Enable bill reference narration. You can enable this option, bill reference narration. So you will get a narration column. Also, you need a bill by bill for all account. We normally maintain bill by bill for parties. Okay. To maintain the due date, to maintain the due days and the reference number. But in case, not only in case of parties, many companies says that I need to maintain bill by bill for my expenses ledger also and income ledgers also. So if you need to enable bill by bill for all account, you have to enable this option. Then you will get an option to enable bill by bill in the account masters. So if I save it, If I go to master's account, if I select office rent also, in office rent also I can enable this bill by bill. Okay. In case of party, I got an option to enable bill by bill over here. So that's why whenever you're going to do a sale entry, okay, you are getting the option to manually change the due date and the reference. You can change your due date from here. Okay. You want to change your due date to 20th 9, you can put your due date. You can change the reference number also. So this bill by bill reference box is getting arises. You're also getting a narration column. You can put your narrations over here. So against this reference, you can get an outstanding report from the display, outstanding analysis, bill receiver. Okay. So from here, you can get the outstanding analysis report against the bill reference. So this was the reference number against it. Pending amount is 0. Due date was 10th 9. So bill wise adjustment, you can check it from outstanding analysis report. Also, another options is available. Once you going to generate your bill, you will find to split your reference. Let's say if this party one says that I will pay the amount in installment basis. So please generate my amount in installment basis. So you can convert this total amount in installment basis. So you want to generate installment for 12 month or for 6 month. If you select 6 month monthly basis and you click this option split, then what will happen is total amount will get converted in installment for 6 installment each and every month. Due date is coming on 10th 9, 10th 10th, then 10th 11, 10th 12, 10th January and 10th February. So this is how you can convert your amount, your pending amount, or you convert your bill amount in installment also for your customers. Coming on the next slide, accounting features. Accounting features here coming single entry for payment and receipt. As I explained previously that as you have enabled this option in the accounting options called single entry. Right now, I have already done entries in a debit credit mode. So if you can convert your module from single entry to double entry anytime, but you can't convert your entry module from double to single anytime because if you need to convert that double entry module to single entry module, you have to erase the payment and receive entries. You have to delete the payment and receive entries. Then you can enable the single entry module once again. But if your single entry module is enabled from the starting and you have done entry with single entry mode, now you want to convert the single entry in double entry, then you no need to delete the transaction. You can simply change it from here, administration, features and options and accounts. Okay. But if you have already done the entry in double entry mode and you need to convert in single entry mode, then you have to delete all the payment entries. Okay. So if I press F8 and delete all the payment entries, payment and receive entries also. So make sure before going to do the entries in single or double entry mode, you decide whether you want to do the entry in double entry mode system or in single entry mode system. Now you can see that if I go to administration, configure features and options, accounts, then I can get this option highlighted single entry system. Now in double entry system, how it looks, let me show you once again. In double entry system, your payment and receive module looks like this way. You have to mention the debit ledger and to mention the credit ledger. Okay, so this is called double entry system, where you have to mention the debit ledger as well as the credit ledger also. But in case of single entry system, if I enable this single entry system and I save this, if I go to transactions and I do the payment entry, first in the first option is asking whether you're going to do the payment entry in cash or bank or in check, whatever else, or in card. And then you can select multiple ledger to whom you are going to make the payment. Okay, if you're going to make the payment to two supplier, you put the supplier one name, put the amount again, you bill adjust the bill against which you are going to make the payment. You select another supplier name, you put the amount, you can then adjust the bill of that particular supplier. So you can select multiple ledgers if you convert this payment mode or receive mode in single entry system. Okay, this is the facilities for using single entry system. Coming on the next option, That is ledger reconciliations. Okay. Now, ledger reconciliations is basically a kind of thing that through which you can reconcile your own transactions. Okay. This comes basically in the account ledgers. So if you go to enable this option, administration, configuration, features and options, accounts, and then you enable these options called ledger reconciliation. Okay, you save it. And then if you go to display, you go to account books, account ledger, account wise, standard, one account. Let's say, for example, I'm selecting one account, Busy Infotech Private Limited. I'm going to see the reports. So here all entries are coming. Okay. Now, if I enable this option called enable reconciliation in the account ledger, okay. If I want to see the all the entries, whether it is reconcile or not, press all. So all entries showing. Now, these last three entry I want to reconcile these last three entries. Okay. So if I press F4 button and I said that these three entries are okay, so, okay, if I press F4 and I mention this, it's okay. Okay. I select this, I press F4, I mention the reconciliation as okay. So my these three entries are okay. Other entry I'm not reconciling. Okay. So if I want to see the ledger once again and I want to see the report on the basis of reconciliations, I will select this option reconcile. Okay, press okay. Then only three entry will show, and against that three entry, my closing balance will show for the particular ledger. That means that you have reconciled your own data that these three entries are okay. Okay. Coming on the next slide, that is depreciations. Depreciation basically works in fixed asset group ledgers. So you have to enable if you need to get the depreciation report on the basis of income tax act as well as company and act, then you can go to administration, configure features and options, inventory, and sorry accounts, and then you can enable this option called company and act depreciations. Okay, company and act depreciation. You save it. Okay. Once you save it, you will get this option whenever you go to create your name. So, for example, uh, I type a ledger name for computer. For example, this is my fixed asset computer. So I select the group as fixed asset. So once I select the group fixed asset, my depreciation box get arises. So I put my depreciation that I want to maintain depreciation on the basis of 10%. Annually, half yearly, I want to maintain 5% on the basis of income tax. On the basis of company act, I will mention depreciation for 11%, for example. I save it. So once I do a journal entry or I do a payment entry with the computer, okay. So let's say, for example, I'm going to do a payment entry. I'm purchasing a computer with 40,000, for example. I save it. So I've done it. Now if I go to display, I go to depreciation chart report. As per income tax, I want to see the depreciation of computer. Then it's showing that my depreciation is coming like uh, right now 90,000 is coming because I have done already two, three entries. Let's say for example, I delete this entry. I delete the previous entry. That will be better. So right now you can see that my uh, I have done a I've done a payment entry. Okay. I've done a payment entry while purchasing of computer of 40,000. Now against the 40,000, my written down value is showing 36,000 because I've set a depreciation of 10%. So from here, if I want to affect my depreciation ledger, this is the account posting. If I press F4 from here, then it will ask me to generate a journal entry against the depreciation. So I will select the depreciation ledger, okay, over here, and I press OK. So from here, auto journal will get posted. So if when I go to see the depreciation ledger, account books, ledger, account by standard one account, depreciations, I will get this entry. See, this auto journal had get posted from my depreciation report. depreciation chart report. Okay, so you can get this from the display depreciation chart from here. As per Company Act, if you need to generate your depreciation for your computer, then as per Company Act, your 11% will get charged on the computer, and your depreciation will come down to, after charging the depreciation, your written down value will come down to 32,695. From here also, if you press F4, from here also you can post your depreciation ledger. Okay, coming on the next slide, that is bank reconciliations. Now, in bank reconciliations, basically what happened, you are going to match your bank statement with your software statements, or your entry statement in the software. So for that purpose, you go to administration, configuration, features and options, go to accounts, you enable this bank reconciliation from here. Okay, you save it. So once you save these bank reconciliations, now you will get to see the bank reconciliation report from display. You will click show all entries. You will find all the entries related to a particular bank that you have done. Let's say, for example, I'm doing a payment entry through SDFC Bank. I'm selecting a party to whom I'm going to make the payment. Okay. I'm going to make the payment through check, for example. Now you have done these payment entries. Now, if you go to see go to display bank reconciliation, show all entries, you will get the payment entries. Now, what happened? Let's say you got a check on 1st of July, but you have dropped the check on 2nd of July, and it got cleared in the bank on 6th of July. Okay. So you need to put the clearance date because you got the statement from your bank that this check has been cleared on 6th of July. So you also get the entry list from this bank reconciliation report in software. You press F4 button, you select that particular entry, you press F4 button, and you put your clearance there that this check got cleared in the bank on 6th of July. You press Y for clear full voucher screen. Okay. Against that clearance, you will get a bank reconciliation statement also. Deposited in bank right now. What is the balance amount in the bank right now as per bank reconciliations? Okay. So bank reconciliation is basically to match your bank statement with your software entry. That is for PDC entry, post dated check. Now, let's say, for example, anybody has pay you through check. Okay, your customer has pay you through check, but customer has provided you a post dated check, not a current dated check. Okay. So to enable PDC options, you go to administration, configure features and options. This is also a accounting part. You go to accounts, you can enable these options called post dated check in payment. Post dated check, not this one. Let's say, for example, post dated check in payment and receipt. Okay, so you save it. Now you go to transactions, and you go to do a payment entry. Let's say, for example, you are making a payment to your supplier, and you are providing a check for which is PDC check. So you can select get the type option, regular or PDC. Select PDC. You are doing the payment entry on 1st of July, but you are providing a check for 6th of July. So before 6th of July, the supplier can't drop the check in the bank. Okay. So select the payment mode. You're going to make the check payment through SDFC check. XYZ supplier. You're making providing a check of 80,000 rupees. Check numbers and you save it. Okay, you have done the same save. You have saved the entries. Now, your today is not, for example, today is 6th of July. Okay, so you need to regularize this PTC entry before, because without regularizing this PTC entry, you can't get this entry in the bank reconciliation report. So this entry will right now not will not show in the bank reconciliation report. So you need to regularize this PTC entry bank the entries. So you select the entry and you click this regularize button. Once you click the regularize button, then this 1st of July date will convert into 6th of July 2023. Now, if you go to see the bank reconciliation report, you will find the PTC entry showing right now. See, this 80,000 entry is showing right now. Now you can press F4 button and you can put your clearance date, because you are able to drop the check on 6th of July and your check is going to clear on suppose 8th of July. So you can put, as per the statement, you can put your clearance date. Yeah. You can see this date has changed on 6th July 2023 because you have done the entry on 1st of July, but your date has changed into 6th of July because you have converted this type from regular to PTC. Sorry, from PTC to regular. That's why the date has changed to 6th of July. Coming on the next slide, check printing. Now in Busy, we are providing some crystal designing format to print your check or to design your check, because you no need to type, you no need to write the check in hand. You can simply print the information on your check, in your blank check, information related to pay name, the amount, the date. You can pick it on your blank check format. For that, you have to enable the options, administration, configure features and options, account, check printing. Okay. So if you enable this option, check printing, you save it. You save it. Then you will find an option to create your check format, own check format. Go to administration configuration, you will find this option, check printing. So you click add format, you can mention any of the bank check, for example, Bank of India check. Okay. So you select the bank, you click the configure format, and then you click configure check format. You will find all this template is provided by Busy itself. So you no need to you no need to select the template. What you have to do, that is to mention the height and width of the check. It may be in inches or it may be in millimeter mode. If you click spacebar over here, you will find the scale of mode of printing. It may be inches mode or it may be millimeter mode. So if you are able to measure the height and width through scale in inches or in millimeter, whatever is better for you, so you can do the measurement and you can put the height and width of the particular check. Okay. And if you're placing the check in landscape mode on your printer, then you select the printing mode as landscape. Okay. After doing this, you go to masters, you go to accounts, you go to modify, you select HDFC. Okay. And you want to enable the check printing for HDFC. Okay. So if it's wise, and you can select the HDFC. Okay. So if you have created any bank called Bank of India, POI, Bank of India. Okay. Now you can enable check printing for Bank of India also, and you can select the specific format you have designed, Bank of India. Now you save it. Okay. So if you go to transactions right now, and you going to do a payment entry through Bank of India, you select the party to whom you are going to make the payment. Okay. Through checks, press save it. Once you save it, your option will come to print the check for Bank of India. Press yes. your format will get selected automatically because you have select the format in the account masters by default. So by default it will come. So now here check printing name, you can change this check printing name to XYZ only. That doesn't mean that your in the ledger name will get changed. It will just reflect in the printing only in check printing. Press OK. Okay. And you click print or preview. Let me show you in the preview mode. So you will find all the information will come over here. Okay. So whatever check you're going to print, you will get printed on your check format through these options. Okay. So for example, I select other format like for example, let's see. Let me It may be my printer issue. That's why the preview is not showing right now. But your concept is process is this way. So if you need to print your check in pre-printed mode, then you have to do in this way. Coming on the next options, that is bank instrumental detail. So bank instrumental detail is something like you will get in the payment or receipt module. Let's say you can see it right now that whenever I select the party and I put the amount, after putting the amount, it's asking for the instant detail in the RTGS, whether this amount is RTGS, whether this amount is going to be through NEFT, through checks. Previously in Busy, this was option was not available. We have to mention in the narration, but now it's available in the software. You can use this instant type and instant number. If you mention NFT, then you can put your NFT number over here. So it will also reflect on your report. Whenever you go to see the payment register, you will get to see the bank instrumental detail also. And whatever entry that has done through NFT or checks, it will reflect over here. The instant type and the instant number. Okay. So this option is got displaying in the transaction screen because this option got enabled from administration configure features and options accounts from here. Bank instrumental detail. Yes. This option is enabled from here. That's why you are getting. But this option will work in single entry mode, not in double entry mode system. Okay. Or this option will work related to bank only, not in basis of cash. Okay. Now coming on the next slide, multi-go-down management. So as I explained in the previously that to create multiple go downs or to do the stock transfer entry, you have to enable these options in the administration configure features and options inventory. That is enable multi go down inventory. This option is hide right now because I've already enabled it and I've done many entries with this. So once it get enabled, then you will get to create your material center from here. Administration master material center, which is the go down. So if you need to create multiple godowns, you can create from Material Center. You can put your godown name. You can select the group. Means in Material Center also we are providing groups. Let's say for example you have a main center. Under main center you have a sub center. Under sub center you have different locations or centers. So you can do create groups and subgroups. Like say for example, Delhi is a main center. Okay, under Delhi there is a sub center called Wazirpur. So Wazirpur is under Delhi because I mentioned Wazirpur as subgroup through this option, primary group. And if I mention Wazirpur primary group, then this group will treat as a main group. Okay, Wazirpur. But I mentioned this group as subgroup, so I disable this option and I tag under Delhi. And under Wazirpur, I've created many go downs. Okay, like say for example, center one. This center is under Wazirpur. So I select here subgroup as Wazirpur. Okay. So this is how you can create your godowns and you can do the stock transfer entries, or you can use the godown in your payment received, purchase return, sale return, as well as stock transfer, as well as in issue receipt entries also. Coming on the next slide, that is quantity item wise discount decimal place. If you need to increase the decimal place of your quantities and item wise discount, you go to administration, configure features and options, inventory, and from here you can increase your quantity decimal place. Okay. So if you need to increase the quantity decimal place of your items quantity while doing the transaction, you put the quantity, you want to you want to increase the decimal or decrease the decimal place. Similarly, if you need to increase the or decrease the decimal place of your item wise discount, whenever you go to do a sale into a purchase entry, you got a discount column, you put the discount on the basis of item. There also you can mention your decimal place. You can increase or decrease your decimal place. Okay. Coming on the next slide. That is free quantity. If you need to put the free quantity in vouchers, so for that you have to enable free quantity from administration, configure features and options, and inventory. Free, yeah. So this enable free quantity in vouchers. Once you enable this, you save it. So whenever you're going to do a sale entry or a purchase entry, whatever entry you're going to do, you select the item. Now you are selling two quantity, and for two quantity you want to provide one quantity free. So you press the shift button in the keyboard and you press the plus sign. Okay, and then you put the quantity, the free quantity. So this plus one will be treated as a free quantity. You can, but your stock will get reduced for three pieces, but your pricing will take place on the basis of two pieces, not in the basis of three pieces. You can see that the prices are taken to 220. 110 into 2 piece equals to 220 rupees. Okay. This one will be treated as your free quantity. So after plus, whatever quantity will you put, that quantity will be treated as your free quantity. Coming on the next slide, stock valuations method. Okay. So in closing stock, we get different valuation method like FIFO, LIFO, weighted, rated. If we need to maintain our closing stock valuations of our item, that get that have different formulas or have different mode like FIFO mode, LIFO mode, weighted average, rated average. So if you need to set your valuation for your closing stock, you go to administration, configure features and options, inventory. So by default, you will get a valuation selected as weighted average. So if you need to change the valuation method for all your items, you can change it from here also. Okay. Self-evaluated means whatever valuation you will set in your item master, that will against that valuation, it will reflect on your closing stock. So your closing stock value will reflect on the basis of the kind of rate you have defined in the item master, the self-evaluated rate. You can find out this here in the item master, sale evaluated price. So if I mention the sale evaluated rate as 100 rupees, then the ABC's closing stock value will define as for one piece it's 100. If there is a closing stock of 10 piece, then 1000 rupees will show you in the closing stock valuation of this ABC item. Okay. If you mention this stock valuation method as self-evaluated. Okay. Another option is we are providing that item-wise valuation method. If you enable this option, separate stock uh, valuation. This option, this separate stock valuations. Let me highlight this once again. Yeah. So this is the option separate stock valuation method for item that you need to save it. Okay. So once you save it, you will get this option in the item masters. Whatever item you are going to create, you can simply set the valuation method for that particular item, whether you want to maintain the item's valuation in FIFO or LIFO or with it. So we have two kind of method to maintain valuations of our stock. One is the method that will be applicable for all items, stock valuation method. And if you need to enable separate stock valuation method for separate item, then you enable that option from the inventory portion that I have shown you. and through which you can select your method on the basis of item. For this item I will maintain in FIFO method, for another item I will maintain in LIFO method. Okay, so different method you can maintain for different types of items. Okay. Separate stock updation date. Now, separate stock updation date is a kind of features that will help you to affect your stock on the particular date that you will mention. Normally, what happens when we do a purchase entry or a sale entry, on that day our stock get reflected. If I do a purchase entry on 4th of September, then my stock will reflect on 4th of September. But if I enable this option called separate stock updation date, that is from administration, configurations, features and options, and inventory, this separate stock updation date, this one. Yeah. Okay, so separate stock updation date, if you select this option and you save it, then against that, whenever you go to do a purchase entry or a sale entry, the date that you are providing, that is the purchase date. If you press enter over here, then your another date box will arises, that is the stock updation date. So you can mention your stock updation date at 6th of September, for example, because you say that I'm doing a purchase entry, but my stock will my transporter will move my stock to my godown on 6th of September. Okay, so you can put your own stock updation date on which date your stock will get reflected. Is my voice audible to all of you? Is my voice clear right now? Okay. So those who are getting issue related to voice, please re-log in once again. It may be issue from your end. Now, as I show you that you will get a different date against which you can update your stock. Means on this date, on 4th September, your stock will not get increased. On 6th September, your stock will get increased. So you are putting whatever date you are putting in the stock operation date, on that date, your stock will get increased. Okay. Now, coming on the next slide, that is simple discount and markup. Okay. So what is discount and markup? Simple discount and markup. See, discount is basically that reduce the rate, okay, rate of the item or reduce the value of the transaction. But markup is a kind of thing that increase. Markup is basically defined as an hidden cost that will increase the rate of the item or can increase the rate of the increase the value of the voucher also. So so to enable the discount and markup, you can go to administration, configure features and options, inventory. Okay. And in inventory, you will find this option, enable item wise discount in simple discount mode and enable item wise markup on simple markup mode. Okay. And I save it. Now in the item master also, you will find this option will come to mention your, if you have a fixed discount value for your item, you can mention your fixed discount. If you have a fixed markup value for your sale markup value for your item, you can put your fixed markup over here. So let's say, for example, I put a discount of 10 and I mentioned a markup of 10 also. So if I said that this 10 is paid percentage or amount, I can mention with this that this is 10 is percentage and this markup 10 is basically on the basis of absolute amount. Okay, so I select this as absolute amount. Now I save it, for example. So I'm fixing this markup and discount in the item master, but it doesn't mean that you need to fix it. You can also manually put the markup value or the discount value while doing the transaction. So to enable the discount and markup column, you have to go to administration configuration, voucher sales configuration. You want to enable the markup options or discount option in sales. You go to sale, you select the series, click voucher configurations, and then you enable these options. For discount, you enable discount and you mention simple discount percentage. For markup, you enable markup and you mention simple markup of absolute amount. Okay. Now you go to transaction, you go to sale, you select the series on which you have enabled the discount and markup structure both. You select the main series. You select the item. Now you check that your price is suppose 110. You put a discount of 10%, for example. Okay. So after 10%, your price is coming 99. You want to set that I would increase the transaction value with 10 rupees extra or 15 rupees extra. So instantly you can see my price has been increased to 1114. Okay. So what discount supposed to do? Discount will reduce the rate or reduce the value of the transaction, and markup will in. Okay. So both are opposite. Discount is basically a subtractive mode and markup is a additive mode. Coming on the next slide. That is sales slash purchase return in sales and purchase voucher. Now, this is kind of thing that mostly used by the retail sectors. We also define this as an exchange billing system. So for this, you have to go to administration, configure features and options, inventory. You will find an option to allow sale return in sale voucher and allow purchase return in purchase voucher. Uh, okay, these two options. Now, if you save it, what the functionality of these options? Like say, for example, if you're going to do a sale entry, let's say, for example, if anybody have purchased you from your showroom, that is your sale. Okay, for customer, it's a purchase. So after 2, 3 days, customer came to your showroom and says that I want to exchange this product with a new product. Need to buy a new product and I want to return this product, your old product. I need to exchange it. So this kind of thing can be done. You go to sale module, for example. You select the party, for example. Okay. So let's say, for example, your that party is purchasing a new item that is app 2. Okay. Is purchasing a new item of 2 piece, which is rate come around 700 rupees. And he is returning the item, this item. He's returning, he was previously purchased this item from me for 1 piece. He is returning this item of 1 piece. So you can mention minus sign over here and 1. Once you mention minus sign and put the quantity over here, and then you will find out that you will get an options to reduce the stock as well as the to get the adjustment uh, in your accounting portions also. So once you save it, you will find out, you will get the informations over here also that total bill value is 1290 because the customer has returned this one of uh, quantity of item, and you are going to exchange this item in the current bill of the customer. Okay. So in this way you can do it. You can really exchange, you can instantly exchange the item while doing the transactions, and you can definitely also collect the remaining amount from the customer. So these are mostly used in the retail sectors. Okay. In retail sector, you can use this kind of features where you can instantly do the sale return. So you can see I have mentioned minus sign. So this option is defining as a return. So this item is defining, this item will reflect in my stock and this item will get reduced from my stock. Okay. So you can see my value is also getting reduced from the current bill of the customer. Okay. So this is how you can maintain sale return in sale voucher also. You no need to go to do the sale return entry individually. You can do adjust the sale return directly from sale bill also by pressing the minus sign in the quantity. Now in the inventory features, we are going to discuss about the tag sales and purchase account with. Uh, Tag sales and purchase account with is basically options through which you can set your ledger against a item on the item basis. Means if you go to configuration features and options, if you go to inventory, you will find this option tag sales and purchase account with. If I select item wise and I save it, then I can decide that for which item I will reflect which ledger. If I go to masters items, let's say my this item is a goods item, so if I'm going to sell this kind of item, it will reflect on my sale ledger. I doesn't require any selective ledger to be get selected over here. By default it should reflect on my sale ledger. Okay, so I can also specify here that it should reflect on my sales ledger. Okay, but I am going to deal with, or I'm going to work with some service item also. That is, let's say for example my service item is EMC charges. Okay, so if the service item I need to uh, specify, uh, select specify here, I want to select service charge receipt. If I'm going to do a sale entry with this AMC charges item, then my AMC charges amount will reflect on service charge receipt ledger. Okay. Um, so what will happen if you are going to do a sale entry, still your amount of these AMC charges amount will get reflected on your service charge ledger, not on your sale ledger. So you are tagging your item with your specific ledgers. Okay, on which ledger you want to get the reflections. Coming on the next slide. uh, Update item price from voucher. Okay, update item price from voucher is a kind of features through which you go to, if you go to administration configuration features and options inventories, you can enable this option called update item price voucher. Let me highlight this update price one. If you go to configure, you will find out that you're showing update last sale price or last purchase price. Means if you're going to do a current entry, automatically your rate will update the last sale price or the last purchase price. Previously, if you have done any purchase entry with amount of rupees 100, on the current you are doing a purchase entry with the same item, automatically the 100 rupees will reflect on your current purchase entry, because it will automatically get reflect your last purchase price and it will pick it on your current purchase bill. You can also manually change the rate, but it will automatically by default it will pick the last purchase rate on your purchase bill. Similarly, it will also pick the last sale rate on your current sale bill if you enable these options. Item critical level. Okay. Item critical level is a kind of option through which you can set your items reorder level, minimum level, or maximum level. If the stock is coming under reorder level, you can place a order. Okay. So item critical level, if you go to item masters, if you go to modify and select the items, you can set your item critical level from here. Okay, in the basis of quantity and also in the basis of days for particular item. Okay, but if you have multiple godowns, so you can also set your critical level on the basis of godown. For main store, you are going to set a critical level, minimum level of 10, reorder level of 12, and maximum level of suppose 15. For other godown, you want to mention other level. For another godown, okay. For this, you want to mention different levels. So you can change the critical level on the basis of go down also. So if you say that no, for all go down, my critical level should remain common. So you no need to put the critical level on the basis of MC. You simply put the minimum level or reorder level, whatever level you want to set, and it will get applicable for all the go downs. Okay. Coming on the next slide, that is do not maintain stock balance. So if you go to administration, configure features and options, you will find a option in the inventory portions, that is to don't maintain stock balance at item level. You select this at item level. Why? Because you may be dealing with such item for which you doesn't need to maintain any stock. Let's say, for example, I'm creating a service item. Okay, this is MC charges, but this is a I'm creating in my item, but this is not my item. I don't want to reflect this in my stock, so I can enable this option. Do not maintain stock balance. Why? Okay, so what will happen if I going to do a purchase entry or a sale entry with this item the description? Then no stock will get reflected against this item. Okay, no stock will show against this item. Coming on the next slide, that is multiple pricing mode. So now, in item, we can maintain A to Z category of pricing. Let's say we have a retail pricing, we have a wholesale pricing, we have a uh, distribution pricing. Okay, so different type of pricing structure can be set for a particular item. So for that, you go to administration, configurations, features and options, inventory, and you click this option item pricing mode. From here, you can enable this option called multiple pricing. Okay, multiple pricing list of item. If you click configure, then it will ask that whether the pricing will get picked after picking selecting the party in the transaction or after selecting the item in the transaction. Okay, I said after selecting the party in the transaction, the price should get reflected in the transaction. If I save it, so how I can set the multiple pricing for item? If I go to masters item, let's say I want to set multiple pricing for this item Apple one. Okay. So when I save this the item, then the box will come where you can see A to Z category of pricing boxes are rising. So you can put your A category pricing that for A category my pricing will be 120 rupees. I can also set my discount and markup against the category. For B category, my price will be 110. Suppose A category is my retail pricing and category is my wholesale pricing. Web, save it. Now I can also fix this category on the basis of party master. If I go to party, okay, I've said that whenever I'm going to sell this party A, I will put the category price A category. I will say sell him on A category pricing. Okay. I can also set the price category in the party master. If I go to do the sale entry, see by default pricing category is coming A. Okay. Now I select the item Apple. See my pricing is coming 120. If I change the category from A to B, automatically my price will come to 110. Okay. My price is coming to 110. So this is how you can set multiple pricing price list for your item. And you can use it on the basis of party wise. Voucher series configuration. Now coming on the configuration module of voucher series. In busy, whatever discounting column or the printing option is coming, the pop-up is coming to print the sale invoice, the pop-up is coming to uh, save the transaction. So all these are part of voucher series configurations. If you go to administration configuration, voucher series configurations, you will find, let's say, for example, you will need to create a new series under sales. So for new series, you can create add new. Okay, and you can set your series wise configuration. Let's say, for example, for main series, I go to voucher configurations. I said that I need a two extra field that is optional field that should get also print in my bill format. So I create my two fields as is GRN number and vehicle number. I type the field name. Okay. Also, I need to enable item wise description on this series. I can enable item wise description. I can enable maximum 20 line description for particular items. Okay. Also, I need item wise discount. I enable this item wise discount in this series. I need to enable item wise markup. I can enable item wise markup. Also, I need shipping billing details. I can enable the shipping billing detail. If I need to skip the quantity price, let's say for example, I am going to create a new series. On this series, I'm going to generate only service bill. For service bill, I doesn't need any quantity or price column. So if I need to skip it, I can skip from here also. Okay. Other information like specify input transport detail. If I need to enable auto round off in my transaction, I can enable auto round off, and I can put my round off for upper limit. I can mention round off plus, and for lower limit, I can mention round off minus also. Okay. Now of to print the sale invoice, I can enable this option to generate my e-way billing invoice. I can enable this option from voucher series. So these are all things that you can enable from your voucher series. Also, if you need to enable pause billing, this is called retail billing mode. So if you enable this, if you go to configure advanced pause, you will find this kind of thing is coming: fixed, variable, and semi-variable. Okay. Fixed means you can't change this uh, you can change this option while doing the transaction. This is type of fixed. If you select variable, then your cursor will stop on the in the options in the date column and in the date field, and you can change the date field. And if you select semi variable, then your cursor will not blink in the date field. You can move your cursor to date field and you can change it manually. So this three type of option is for the retail sectors, that is the point of sale billing sectors, where which is needed for the fast billing purpose, because some companies or customers may says that I want to fix some field, that I don't want to pick the field every time whenever I'm going to do the transaction. Okay, so I want to fix some fields. So I make it fixed, that these fields are needed to be fixed or needed to be variable. I also mentioned that I want to pick the item name from barcode. I can enable it. Also, I want to set the certain settlement, that I want to collect the amount in cash or in card. So I can select my cash ledger. I can select my card ledger. Also, I can select my bank ledger, which I'm going to receive the amount. Okay, I save it. So when I'm going to do a sale entry in pause mode system, then you will find out this option is coming, where you can see my voucher, my cursor is coming on the voucher number. I put my voucher number. When I press enter, automatically my cursor is blinking on the item box. It's not coming on the direct in the type option. It's not coming on the sale type options. See, these are all. If I forcefully take my mouse cursor to the sale type, then it's also saying that this is fixed field. You can't change it. So this is for the fast billing purpose, where you no need to press enter every time. Okay, you just scan your item and you press F2 button to save the bill. And once the bills get saved, the printout will get generated. So this is for the fast billing purpose. Coming on the next slide, that is masters configurations. Okay. So in case of masters configurations, what you have to do in go to masters configuration, you can, if you need to create some extra field in your item. Let's say, for example, I've created one extra field called brand. This extra field is coming in the item master. If I go to create, type a new item name and I press enter, then you can see this optional field is coming brand. Okay. So this I have created from here, from here. Optional field was 0. I mentioned why. I mentioned the item type as brand. Okay. Okay. And then I maintain master data as y. As I maintain master data as y, that's why it's coming on drop down method. In drop down method, what you have, what is the process to do the do the typing of brand name? That is through F3 button. You have to type the brand name through F3 button, then you can get it on drop down list, because I have enabled this option that I need to maintain master database for this brand. Okay. uh Now, along with this, if I need some drop-down list while selecting the item in the transaction, let me show you in the transaction box also. Whenever we go to do a sale entry or purchase entry or whatever else, uh, if you select the item, you will find that along with the item, the groups and the closing stock is also showing in the same display, in the same drop-down list. Okay, this is showing because I have enabled this option that I need to show my group name also along with the item, and I want to show the current stock along with the item whenever I'm going to select the item from the drop down list. Okay, so this kind of things you can do it from masters configurations. both for item as well as for the account also. Hardware configurations. Now, hardware configuration is to just to normally just to fix your printer. That if you have a fixed printer, you select your printer driver over here, and also you can set your margin. Your, let's say for whenever you're going to print your tax invoice, you found that your left margin border uh, is coming out of the printing. Okay, so you can decrease the left margin or you can increase the left margin from here. If you need to shrink, so you can see that you can shrink from here also 96 to 100. Your format will get sync and it will come in the, if you found that your format is going out of the printing, you need to sync the to get the adjustment properly, the right and left adjustment properly in your A4 page. So you can do it through syncing percentage. You can decrease the syncing percentage from here. Also, if you need, say that you want to get a print through on DOS mode, so you can enable your DOS mode and you can select a printer which is your DOS based printer. Invoice printing standard. Now in invoice printing standard, we are busy having two mode of designing, invoice design. That is the standard designing and the advanced designing. We'll discuss about the standard designing today. Invoice document printing, which is on the administration configuration standard. Here you can change many things. Like say for example, if you click this option as mentioned below, then you can change this tax invoice to only invoice, for example. Okay. Also, you can mention your, if you need to put your, if you are going to print the invoice format on your pre-printed page. In pre-printed, what happened? Let's say you have a pre-printed paper where your company name and address is already written in the pre-printed page. So you want to skip the company name and address and you want to print the item name, description, or other information. So you can skip from here. You enable this option pre-printed and you can put the line you need to skip from the heading portion. Also, we are having these options called automatic and self-configure. Automatic means if you're going to generate a bill, if you're going to generate a bill on the basis of item wise, then your uh, taxation column will get arise on the basis of item. If you click self-configure, then you can decide that what are column you need to create on your invoice format. If you found, if you say that I need a discounting column, I need a list price column. So you can you can put the size of the columns also. You can mention that my list price column size should be 10 characters. Okay. You can also change the caption. You can change the caption, list price to only price. Okay. And then you can change this net price to net price. After discount, it will come the net price. Before discount, this price will come. Okay. So this is how you can increase, or you can increase the column in your invoice format, or you can change the caption of your column. But make sure that your total width should come under 80, 96, and 136 for portrait and 158 for landscape mode. Okay. So right now it's coming 146. If I press OK, then it's saying that your total character should must be on 80, 96, 133. 36 column. Let's say, for example, you want to print the text inverse in portrait mode in your A4 page. So for that, you need to keep it on under 80 or keep it on 80, 96 or 136. So let's say, for example, I reduce this character for item column, and 30. Now it's coming 136. Okay. So I have to figure out that after setting all my columns and I setting all my characters, I can check out whether the total width is coming 136 or 96 or 80. Now it will allow me to save this. Okay. Now other information like I need to enable invoice QR code in my tax invoice. I need to enable quotation detail or challan. If I'm going to pick the challan in my bill, if I'm going to pick the quotation in my bill, then I also need to maintain the quotation detail. I need to maintain invoice acknowledgement detail. I need to print my parties detail like parties, email IDs and more print name. Also, I need to maintain, put some declaration in my tax invoice. I need to put my bank detail in my option. I need to change my terms and condition in my standard invoice. So this all you can do it from standard invoice also. If you need to put the print the taxation summary with HSN or without HSN, you can put it. Also, you can pick the logo. If you need to pick the logo, if you disable this option pre-printed, and you can pick your company logo from here also. So you can select your logo. Where is your logo? You select your logo. Okay, logo path, and you want to set the logo on the left side of your invoice, and you mention height and breadth of the logo, and you save it. Okay. As I want to print all the information in English language, I can print it English language. I save it. Now, if I go to see the preview, so see, you can in standard format, whatever column you have set it. So you have set it item name column, you have set it HSN code, tax percentage column, quantity, unit, discount, net price, amount, all are coming. Yeah. So this is how you can, in standard invoice also, you can change your terms and conditions, you can change your declaration detail, you can change your bank detail, you can set your columns that you need to get print in your tax invoice. Yeah. Tag bill sundries. Now, if I go to discuss about the tag bill sundries options, tag bill sundries means whenever you're going to do a sale entry or a purchase entry, you found out that you have to pick the bill sundries manually. You have to pick the bill senders manually from here, whether you are picking freight or whether you are picking any taxation or whether you're picking any discount. So you are picking it manually. So you want to set it by default. So for that, you have to go to administration configuration. Here you will find an option tag bill sending on the basis of voucher wise and on the basis of party wise. If you click tag bill sending voucher wise, then you select the voucher type. Let's say I select the voucher type as sale, and I select the series on which series I want to fix the bill sentence. So I select the sale type as, for example, local 18%, for example. So for local 18%, I'm setting my bill sentence there for freight. First freight will come with 100 rupees, and then my CGST 9% and SGST 9% will come. If I freeze this, then it will not allow me to change the bill sentence in my transactions also. So I save it. Now if I go to sale entry, now if I select local 12%, see automatically my bill sentence will get reflect over here. Okay. So this is how you can tag your bill senders from administration configure. Also, if you want tag bill senders value party wise means, for example, create if click load masters, uh, you will get the list of your syndicator's party or syndicator's parties. You select all the parties, and you said that for a party, my freight should pick 100 rupees. For ABC customer, my freight should pick 90 rupees. Okay. So you are setting your freight value on the basis of party. So if I save it, then what will happen? Whenever I go to do a purchase entry or a sale entry, so as I've done in the sale entry, if I go to do a sale entry and I select ABC party or whatever else a party, if I select freight over here, okay, if I select freight over here, my amount will get reflected automatically over here. I've done it in the main series, I think so. Yes. Now, if I select ABC customer or if I select this customer, then my freight is going to change to 120. See, I have set for ABC customer, my freight should reflect 120 rupees. So this is how you can fix your bill sendis in the transactions also from the backend. Also, you can fix the bill sendis value on the basis of party. Okay, when you select the party, your bill sendis value will get changes. So in two way you can tag your bill sendis in the basis of voucher wise and in the basis of party wise. Coming on the next slide, that is columnar reports. So in columnar reports, what happened? In Busy, we are providing some columnar reports option where you can design your reports. Whenever you go to see the display account books, account registers, you will find these two options coming. One is standard register and another is columnar registers. So in standard register, if you go to see the sale registers, You will find this all detail is coming, the date, voucher number, account type, total amount, sale amount, taxable amount. Now you want to insert more columns in these registers. Okay. You want to create your own columns. So for that, you have to go to administration, configurations, columnar report. You want to set your columnar report for account register. So for sale register, you want to configure. So you select sale register, you click add format. You mention any of the name, RAP1, for example. You go to body part, you select load default, you press yes, then the default column will come. What are the default column? The bill date, the party name, the bill number, amount, and total. If you say that I want to uh, reset these columns, so I can do one thing. I want to reset. I want to insert before bill date, my voucher number should come. So I copy this. Okay. I right mouse click over column. I click insert row and I paste over here voucher. Then voucher bill date. Then I I I right mouse click and delete the row and I select the party name, which is on the voucher field. Then I want to select item name, so I will go to item field. If I press spacebar over here, I will get the item field, and if I press enter, then under item, if I press enter under item, I will get item name. Okay. After that, I want to insert another column. Right mouse click, I click insert row or select item field. I select quantity. I go to quantity and select quantity. Okay. In this way, I can create multiple columns. I can insert multiple columns and I can create my own report and I save it. So once I generate my report, I go to account books, display account books, account register, and columnar register, sale register. Because I've done it in sale register, I will find my report name over here, REP1. So if I want to see the report in the basis of REP1, then it will show me bill number, then bill date. Okay. Then the party name, then the item name, then the quantity, then the amount run total. So this is how I can get my column set for my report. So I'm using my formula, using my options to get the report display in my screen. Also, cash bank book, if you need to see the cash and bank report in one shot on the same report, so you can select all your cash and bank ledger name over here and you save it. Okay. Now, if you go to display cash account books, cash bank book, if you want to see the multi-columnar report, you go to multi-columnar report. And in this report, you will get both the cash and bank detail. You will get cash receipt column also, cash payment column also. You will also get a SDFC receipt column and payment column. Means both the receipt and payment entry will reflect on the basis of column. Okay. Coming on the next slide, basics reports. Okay. So if we discuss about the basics reports in Busy, then in Busy we are having accounting reports, inventory reports, and statutory reports also. All kind of reports you can get it from display. From here, you will get to see all kind of reports. It may be balance sheet. If you need to see the balance sheet, if you need to see the profit and loss, if you need to see the trial balance, you need to see the trial balance on the basis of balance. Only your balance will show. If you go in detail, then it will show you in debit and credit balance mode also. It will show you the opening balance column, the debit balance, the credit balance, and the closing balance column also. If you need to see the account books, means the account ledger, the party ledgers. Okay. If you need to see the account register, means the sale register, purchase registers. Okay. If you need to see the party outstanding report, you can get it from bill receivables or bills payable for the supplier outstanding report. Okay. If you need to see the stock report, you can get it from here. Okay. Any kind of report you need, it may be inventory books, the stock ledger reports. So any kind of reports that may be related to accounts or related to statutory or related to inventory, you can check it from the display options. Yeah. MIS report, you under MIS report, you will get the profitability report. Profitability means item wise. If you need to check out that, I want to check the item wise profitability report. That which item I've sold on which rate and I've purchased on which rate. Is it the item is on profit or loss or in loss? Okay. You can see this analysis report. You can see the party wise, item wise analysis report. Okay, so here also you can check it the report on the basis of uh, your item name is coming in the row basis. And if you double click over here, you can get it in graphical mode also. And if you need to see the item wise analysis report on the columnar basis, okay, go to auto. You will find the report is showing in this way. Your item name will be on row column and your party name will be on in column. See, ABC and company is a party name. ABC customer is a party name. ABC party is another party name. So under party name, your quantity and amount will get reflect. So your party name reflect on the column and your item name is coming on the row side. Similarly, if you said that I want to pick the party name in the row level and item should come on the column, then you go with party wise columnar report. Here your party name will be reflect on the row level and your item name will reflect on the column level. Your group. This is basically your group wise, party wise, columnar self configure. Okay. You can see that your party name is coming and your group, item group is coming on the column. The fruit is the item group, the general is the item group. Okay. If you want to get the party group wise or item group wise, you can get it from here also. Item group wise. Okay. Here you can see the party name is coming on the column. Yeah. If you want to set your own columns, you can set from here also. Party wise item analysis report. From here also you can set your own columns. Then what you want to keep on the column and what you want to keep on the row. So you want to keep the item group name in the column, you select the item group name over here. Second that your report will show. One is auto and another is self. Self means whatever you have configured that will come under self, and auto means what busy will provide you automatically configured columnar wise. So that's all for today's also. We have covered up almost the day two topics and day three topic also. And if anybody have any queries or any doubt or any want to know once again, so you can share in the chat box also or can unmute yourself and can ask in the session. Any queries, any doubt regarding this session's topic can ask through chat also or can ask directly also by unmuting yourself. Because this is a live interactive session, so you can simply share if you need to share any other related features that is not in this topic on this session, you can also share that. If you are any kind of hurdles you are facing in the market regarding implementing busy or showing demonstration of busy to a prospect client, you can share that with us also. This kind of session is for you people so that you can enhance your knowledge in busy and you can simply provide a proper solution to your prospect customers. Any kind of doubts or any queries you can ask in these sessions. It's open to all. If you have an audio issue, you can also share your questions on our chat box also. We can check it out and you can reply on there also. Okay. So we'll meet up on tomorrow with a new topic and new features, and hope this session was knowledgeable for all of you. Keep on practicing on these topics and features, and come with a query on the upcoming sessions, and clear your doubts on the upcoming sessions also. Thank you once again for joining today's sessions, and have a nice day.